Yeah. Welcome once again to another video on Yusuf Onabekun's YouTube channel. Today we'll be showing various case study of how we were able to move from 0 to 1,000 or even 1,000 plus DMs in 30 days. Now, one of the interesting things you should notice when it comes to adverts generally as a whole, your cost of conversion or your cost per conversion or cost per action, whichever you want to call it, is of importance. So we just want to let you know that the DMs or when you run advert for DMs can really give you awesome results. And at the same time, you don't need to pay through the roof to get your results to a very good level that you want. You understand? So most of these various ad accounts I'll be showing you, I'll try to explain the whole scenario behind them and when we started working with them, how they saw good results and it improved their overall return on ad spend. So this first account we're going to talk about is this particular one is for a health business based in Nigeria and with more focus on men's health. So one of the interesting things when we started with this brand was not that they were not getting messages, but their cost per message was like very through the roof. Like it was very through the roof. Now, I've seen videos online whereby people try to like, whoa, like what exactly are you selling that you're spending this much on DMs? One of the things, like I said earlier, is your cost per ad spend is more important than what you're spending. So let's say as you're looking at this particular account now, they spent last month September from 1 to 30, they spent 13.8 million on these accounts for Instagram DMs alone. And their return on ad spend is times 2 up to like times 10 of whatever you are seeing currently. Now the thing about it is most time when people DM them, instead of just buying one product, they are buying multiples of products. So you are not just selling people per DM, you are selling people on various conversion of your product. And if you look at it, the cost per conversion of various angles, even if the overall looks like 1,000 plus, if you look at the individual campaign, when we break it down, you can see that it varies. There are some that is under 800, there are some that is under 900, and there are some that is over 1,000 naira. But if you look at the overall result, the cost is still 1,000 plus. Now, even though the cost per result might be a major factor for most people, one of the things I always tell people is we look at the price in which you are selling your product. We look at the kind of results you can give you for that particular market. And we also encourage you on the various ways in which you can make times 3 or even up to times 10 of your cost, even from that DS. Now, this particular business, one of the issues they had was that their cost per messages was always shooting the was way over the roof. And we started with them, even though we got some very awesome results from the start. Facebook decided to disrupt the whole setup. Now we go back to drawing board again and see that okay, I think one of the things we can do is let's run it from maybe more creative. Let's look at it from creating lookalike. Let's look at it from doing retargeting as well. Now, if you check some of my previous videos on this channel, I've talked about most of these things, so you can easily just check it out. And this helps you to be able to cut down your cost and also multiply. Now, for the month of September alone, we spent 13.9 million approximately, and we got 12,000 plus messages on Instagram alone. These are nothing to do with Facebook DM. This is purely Instagram alone. Now, this is why when people reach out to me, I tell them that the strategy I'm going to implement is peculiar to your business. The concept I'm using for this particular person is different from the concept I'm using with this particular person. I also get 1,209 messages for some month back, even though their cost per message is 2,000 plus and they spend 2.8 million. Now, the business of this particular person, you can see that some of the campaigns is still active. So we tells you that it's not just even one of the things we try to aim for is a sort of like set and forget kind of thing, whereby you just need to keep funding your account and it gives you that kind of result. Now this is another ad account. This is also in a health. You can see that this is 1,616 messages. Now, this particular business does not even have enough creative to roll with, like this particular business, but we still tend to work with whatever they have, maybe creating multiples of. Now, if you look at now, is the concept I said in this first one is different. I said we tried various creatives We come from various audience angles, and we also try to use retargeting and lookalike because their budget was very, very high. You can't afford to just be doing one-way traffic with this. Facebook is definitely going to come and force you to restructure the way your things are. But it's different from this particular person that spent 2.3 million and they got 1,616 messages within 30 days. They had limited creative, which is their videos or their images not as much as we could use to it, but we still were able to give them the kind of result that makes them to still be coming back. And you can see that this particular campaign is also active. Now, if you look at most of all these campaigns that are here, you can see that I've switched off some and some are still active. So which tells you that Facebook would always adjust your scenario as you deem fit. Now, if you toggle it based on the cost per result now, you can see that we switch off. So now in this particular campaign, we have 553 campaigns that we tested with before we now have something we can roll with. You understand? So these are the things that you cannot get if you are still within a particular budget frame. So most time when people reach out to me and say, Yusuf, can I get a particular result? I'll tell them that let's get started first, because every business peculiarity is a big factor when it comes to Facebook ad. And the like this particular one of the challenges was the fact that they do not have plenty creative we could work with. But instead of complaining, we looked at how we can optimize that creative. Even the interesting thing is we repeated one creative up to like 3, 4, 5, 7 times, because the audience they are going to be showing your advert to, the more you are using that, or even if you duplicate a campaign or an asset, it's going to be different. Every duplication gives you a new pool of audience that they are going to roll with. That's the reason why, even though they had limited budget and limited creative, we still were able to get them the result. Lastly, this particular account to add, it add very, very peculiar market they are working with. They work with in the women niche, whereby most likely those that want to lose weight. These are nothing to do with swallowing of any medicine or something. It has to do more with maybe shape, where the outfit you wear that's going to make your body look firm and cool. So we looked at that, and because they have up to their market is a fast-paced market. This last account I'm showing you, their market is a fast-paced market that in a span of 1 month they might end up needing to run adverts to like 4 or 5 different kind of products, compared to the health niche, whereby you can keep advertising the same product because it is in-house made and you are the one manufacturing it. You understand? But this particular one, they run out of stock very fast, that even though the advert is giving you results, you are forced to stop it and then go back to drawing board to make it easy for you. Now, these are the things that when you look at, it might not really makes a whole lot of senses. And most times when people reach out to me, I tell them that, can I look at what you have done? What was the result like? So this analysis helped me to work with you to be able to give you the result that fits your business, instead of me just coming out and say, okay, let's start. Because for every time I start a new account or a new business or a new campaign for a business, we have to take note of so many things: the cost of the products, the audience you are targeting, you understand, and then the price tag of which is your return on investment. So let's say the price of your product is like 20K now. Maybe your return on that 20K is going to be 10K, and your advert is going to chop another 10K. Definitely, it's not that you want to make your cost per action 10K. You are looking for a way whereby you can cut it further, which is your maximum cost per action might be 10,000 naira, but you are looking for a way whereby you can cut. So these are the things that you have to help me with to be able to get you more results. Sometimes when I ask clients this question, they make it look like, do I really need to tell you? Or they feel as if maybe because that's going to make me charge. No, it's only going to make it easy for me to help you get more results. So another last thing to say about this particular ad account or this particular account you're looking at is that this is a Ghana-based business. This is not even Nigeria. Like with all these audiences focus on Ghana. But the thing is, we have similarities with Nigerian audience, the way they react, but they are way more laid back. So it tells you that if you don't really understand your market, you might get plenty DMs but not to be able to convert them. So if you watch this video to this period and you want me to look at your campaigns, review, and maybe you just want me to even handle your campaign, just visit www.sesan.me, book a session. If you are a good fit, then we can proceed from there. Thank you very much.